Hello, 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 and welcome to the Dunton Technical Centre Championship, Season 6, Round 6.
Hello, 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 and welcome.
Alright, the audio is obviously working loud and clear. It's just blasted out my laptop. Good evening, Mika. Can you hear me okay? I shall wait the delay just to make sure it's coming through, because we don't want me rabbiting on for the next hour or so, and no audio. I think it is. I think it's working. Right, so welcome to round 6. Thanks, Mika. Round 6. Very exciting championship so far. This is, I think, again, a season of first. The first time DTCC has been to St. Croix with the Group 3 and the Group 4s. We did the last endurance round of season 5 at the monster that is St. Croix C, but I don't think DTCC has been to the configuration B, which is the smaller of the 3 St. Croix. So, welcome to the Group 4 race. Usual format. Back to, after a couple of rounds of rally and endurance, we're back to our normal format of Group 3s and Group 4s. So before we start, let's have a quick rundown of the championship positions after round 5. So halfway point of the championship. These standings are based on total points scored thus far, bearing in mind that there are 2 drop rounds by the end, so the 2 worst scores from each drive will be dropped. So this is just reflecting the total score. So at the moment, in the lead and beginning to break away a little bit in the lead is Chris Pengelly. He's on 258. Matt has gone up to second now on 231. Just a little bit ahead of the second Chris Lewis. He's on 226, and then Andy's on 216, and Mike on 206. So they're still pretty close between second, third, and fourth. Chris is escaping a little bit, so he'll need to be reined in, I think, if anyone's going to stop him getting his 6th title in a row, which I think is a record. Has anyone ever won 6 in a row? I don't think so. So then in 6th place, and doing a very fine job, is Dan. He's on 138, so a bit of a gap between 5th and 6th. And then we got a right scrap for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th at the moment. So Dan's on 138, Carly's on 135, Darren's on 133, Harry's on 128. So real scrap going on in the midfield there. And then in 10th we've got Lex, who's on 106, Jimmy's on 95, Alex is on 85. Both of those 2 have missed a round, so their true positions aren't reflected because of the zeros they've got for a couple of rounds. The same with Harry, actually. Alex and then Chris Smith, the third Chris is in 13th on 51, and then Rob is on 11 after only done 1 round so far. And then if we look at the teams, CMS Racing, which is Carly and Matt, they're on 366, got a bit of a lead now against the Italian Stallions. They're on 312, that's Mike and Lex. Then AA Racing Team, Dart, which is the 2As, Andy and Alex, they're on 301. Special CK Racing, which are the 2 of the other Chris's, that's Chris Smith and Chris Lewis. Special CK, they're on 277, just ahead of Dan Dare Racing, which is Dan and Daz. Darren, they're on 271. Grumpy and Bumpy on 269. So again, it's very close. Sort of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th is close. Grumpy and Bumpy, which is Chris and Rob's, which is obviously mainly Chris. And then JH Racing on 223, but they've both had 0 scores on a round, which has brought their total down a little bit. So that's where we are in the championship. I wish I could display the standings. It's way easier, but unfortunately, GT Sport, you can't. So to the grid then, and welcome to the biggest grid DTCC has ever had. We have 14 drivers tonight, the full field. We've never had that many before, so the first couple of laps are going to be absolute carnage. Usual rules apply in qualifying, so the top 5 go to the back. Top 5 in qualifying going to the back in reverse order. So on pole, we have Daz in his Sonoco TT, Audi TT. So he was 6th quickest in qualifying. So he's on pole. Then right behind him is his teammate in Dan Dare Racing, the Dan of Dan Dare Racing in his Toyota. That's Dan in 2nd on the grid. Moving on down to 3rd, that's Lex in his O'Keeffe's Lambo. Very nice. And then 3rd in the championship. Didn't have such a great qualifying. What's he? 4th on the grid. Yes, he is. I'll try not to make everyone seasick. 4th on the grid is Chris Lewis in his Jag. And then 5th in his Taco Bell Nissan. He's already got his steering lock to move over. Look at that. That's Alex. And then 6th is Jimmy, I think. Yes, Jimmy in his Aston Martin. I think by now I've learnt all the cars and drivers. Then we have Mika of Carly in the Porsche. And moving on down, we've got Chris in his McLaren. Probably about 8th, I guess. Lost positions. And Rob, 9th. Yes, 9th is Rob. So he was last in qualifying, but this is his first time out on any of the tarmac races. So we'll see how Rob goes in his Von Zipper Mitsubishi. Then we have the guys who were quickest in qualifying, so 5th in qualifying, and therefore 10th, 11th, 12th, 10th on the grid is Harry in his Mercedes, in his livery winning Mercedes, it has to be pointed out. So Harry got the bonus points for his livery. And then Matt in his Motul Honda. Bit of controversy in qualifying, but he lines up 4th from the back. Then Mike, who was 3rd fastest in qualifying in his O'Keeffe's Ferrari. Chris, not getting fastest this time in his Mazda. The reason being that most of the guys who were quick in qualifying were on mediums, so they could race on super softs, so the usual rules apply. Alex says, going to assume Daz is the daring one in Dan Dare. Well, we'll find out, but yes, I think he is. He's certainly daring on the brakes, we'll give him that. So Andy in his Beamer, it was quickest in qualifying, so he gets a maximum 6 points for being fastest. So as usual, it's 6 down to 2 points for the top 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Andy decides, which looks like it's a strategy he's employing now. He goes to super softs in qualifying to get pole, or fastest, to guarantee himself the 6 points for maximum haul in qualifying. But then has to start the mediums, while the rest of the grid, or a lot of the grid, should we say, so the other quickies in the pack, they all qualify on mediums, which are obviously slower, but then they race on the super softs. So Andy has a different strategy to the rest. So as we go down, look at this resplendent grid, 14 drivers. As Alex says, it's going to be lit. It is going to be lit. Look at this view. Never had such a good view in DTCC. So there we go. That is the grid. Let's come out of that and we'll start the race. Dan says Daz chose the Audi, so he's definitely daring. Yes, he is indeed. Right. Hopefully this is going to work, because I know it's been the replays have been a bit glitchy late. So 7 laps round St. Croix. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Please let me know if not. I'm still playing around with the audio on the PS5 now. So here we go, standing start. Let's see who gets a decent start. That's a better view. So looking at pole man, gets a decent-ish getaway bit of wheel spin. Look at Chris Cross has had a screamer of a start, straight through the middle. Jag's got some great run off the line, so he takes an uncontested lead into the first corner. Alex is in second, so they come around the corner, a bit of shoving there between Chris and Harry, but they've got away with it. And here comes the mid pack. We thought it was going to be crazy. We're going to try and let's see what's going on up front. Yeah, it looks relatively orderly as we go through. Daz is up to his drop down second. Let's have a look now at this craziness as we go into the first real proper corner, tight left-hander. Oh, someone's gone off wide. Who was that? That was Rob. We'll go a bit further up the field, so as they come into this fast chicane, this downhill, this is tricky. Alex and Dan having a bit of a scrap as they come around, and Daz, sorry. And then we've got battles going on behind. It looks like Lex and Harry having a bit of a leaning session, and then Matt's trying to get him. Matt's had a good start. He's up to 7th, and he's already up to 8th from the back. And then we've got championship leader Chris has come up to 9th. And then Jimmy is in 10th, he dropped down a bit, and Mike's not had such a good start. Let's go back to the front. So Chris is already doing well, and there's a bit of panel bashing going on between Matt and Harry. Harry's drifted a bit wide, they got 3 abreast, they come out of the corner. What's going on here? And Matt's up to 6th, it looks like. Let's have a look at the standard views right behind Lex, and if we could try to keep up what's going on here. Harry's down back down in 8th. Mike's up to 11th now. Let's see what's anything going up the front. So Chris has already got the lead. He's so good at this. He seems to get through the carnage really quickly. Let's look back behind. So we've got Andy's in 6th, already up to 6th. Look at that on his mediums. They're the cracking start. A bit further down, we've got the Aston on the grass as they come into the first real tight hairpin. We got a battle going up side by side between Alex and Lex, and they get through okay. It looks like Harry's I'm losing complete track at the moment. It's all changing so quickly. Look at this, they're 3 abreast as we go into the fast chicane. Mike's on the inside, Matt's on his outside. They're both trying to get around Rob. Let's have a look through Mike's eyes. This is going to be crazy. So actually, no, sorry, getting around Rob. It was going around Chris. Let's have a look up front though. I think there was a bit of a scrap going on here. So Alex and let's have a bit of a watch through Alex's camera. We've got a whole stream of cars behind us. Right, we'll come out of this. So Alex was trying to line Lex up and then got a little bit wide himself. So he's got Andy down the inside of him as they come into turn 1. And it looks like Harry's going to dive down the inside of all 3 of the pair of them. Lex has got a bit wide, so they're all abreast. Let's have a look through Matt's eyes. Look at this. So we've got 4 cars in front of us, all looking to see what's going on. Alex decided to take a bit of a shortcut as they come into this tight left-hander. Chris dives down the inside. It's all looking pretty neat and tidy behind us. That wasn't too bad actually. I was a bit surprised there wasn't more carnage than that. So, but as we go down the downhill chicane, this is tricky. Who we're going to follow? So Chris is now diving down the inside, so he's looking down the inside of Alex. He's got him. Matt's trying to get down the inside of Lex. A little bit of contact there. Oh, Matt goes really wide. There's all sorts of carnage, and Mike gets down the inside of Matt. So Mike's now up to 9th. He's keeping his nose clean. It looks like someone there. Who was that? So looks like Jimmy had it's hard to tell. The game's playing around. So up to the front we go. Looks like Andy and Chris having a battle now. We've got 3 abreast behind as well. It's difficult to know where to look at the moment. And Lex has hit the barrier pretty hard. So Alex has gone into 6th. Mike's up to 7th now. So he had a bit of a quiet start, but he's really gained places now. Matt's down to 8th with Lex 9th. Let's have a look at the front. So Chris is now disappearing, doing his usual. Chris is dominating the Group 4s, absolutely dominating them. I think he's only lost 1 so far. So Daz is still in 2nd, so he had a good start and he's keeping it going. Dan's in 3rd. Here comes Chris now. He's got Andy right behind him. That is a pretty rubbish camera. Oh, we got a battle going on there. What was that going on here? So it looks like Snooze is under attack from Mike. And Matt's trying to get in the action as well. And they've both got him. Oh, what happened there? What happened there? Right, I think it was a bit of contact. Let's have a look. I fear for my life of watching what goes on here. Right, so let's have a bit of watch from... actually, let's watch from Chris's car. I think that was... so Andy's getting a tow in the BMW. You can see the carnage going on behind us. So Chris is lining the brakes up and there's this... Oh, Andy trying to go down the inside and just drives us off. Look at that, that's very unfortunate. So Andy had a bit of a late lunge and just basically they both understeered off. So Chris is down to 6th and Mike has also had a bit of what happened to Mike? Let's have a look what happened to Mike. Oh, Mike just goes off as well. That's a bit unlucky as well. So a lot of changes going on there, and then we've got a McLaren off as well. So that corner is causing all the carnage. So they come in back. Mike is trying to recover a bit slower, and he's got Harry diving down the inside. And he's got Andy there. Oh, it's proper old touring cars going on here. Let's have a watch while I go and see Andy can see. So we've got Harry right behind us. Then we got Mike right in front of us with Lex. Is Harry going to do anything? No, this is a tricky place to pass, this corner here. So we're already coming up to the end of lap 2 of a 7-lap race. Here comes Harry, let's have a look. So I don't think anything's going to go on now. I'm going to try, but Mike is having a go at Lex now. He's having a go past his teammate. Should be an easy pass, you would think, yeah. I think that Ferrari's super strong in the straight, so I'm not sure that Lex has gone really wide, though, really wide. Does that give it to his side? Look at this. Oh, there's someone watching that again. So Lex went really wide, so he's been passed by Mike. And I think Andy and Harry trying to avoid him. So I thought Andy's having a look down the inside. Lex goes super wide. So Harry and Andy alongside each other, and they kind of all just unfortunately meet in the middle, and Andy gets sent off by Harry. So I think that was just an unfortunate case of 3 into 1 doesn't go. Right, Mika says down to the comeback starts now, down to last after the bridge. Right, I didn't quite catch that, but let's see where Mika's doing. So Mika's now in 12, so we'll keep an eye on where Mika is relative to the rest of the pack, which are a bit further ahead. But if they keep squabbling like this, so Andy's now down to 11th. So he's got all to do again on his mediums, bearing in mind as well. And Lex is doing a really late move there on the Aston, very late. Hopefully everyone can hear me. So look at this now. We've got 3 abreast. We're coming over the bridge. Oh, I don't know where to look. So look here. So we've got BMW in front of us. We've got an Aston Martin to our left. Who's going to be last on the brakes? Let's have a look. Where's the Aston? There it comes, down the inside. Are we going to have enough room on the exit? Yes, we are. But it's not settled yet. There we go. The Aston pulls away. Watch from the back of the Jag. The Aston, sorry. Oh, Lex is going. Cheeky move down the inside. That was cheeky. Look at that. That was a good move by Lex. There's probably some stuff going on at the moment. Oh, let's have a look. So come out of that. Let's have a look, see what's going on. Is there any battles further behind? No, it looks like they're all relatively spread out. Oh, Matt's having a go at Dan. No, it looks like Matt's got past Dan. Yes, he has. So Matt's up to 3rd. So after all that carnage, Matt's recovered a little bit. He's up to 3rd, but they're quite a long way behind the 2nd and 1st. So Daz looks like relatively comfortable in 1st, and Chris looks relatively comfortably in the lead. Look at that, he's well away. So can Matt catch the top 2? There you go, Chris fishtailing behind, really pushing that Mazda as hard as he can. Mike's, let's have a look, is Chris going to make a move on Dan? Yeah, Dan's made a little mistake there, and there we go. So in car, away we go, nice and easy. And we'll see Dan appear in our rear view mirror. There he goes. Right, so come out of that. Let's see what else is going on. And we got then Harry and Alex. Yeah, so Harry's completed a move on Alex, looks like. Nice move into turn 1. And he's trying to recover. And then we've got Lex, Jimmy, Mika, Jimmy and Rob. Right, let's have a quick stock check, as we like to do. So Chris is way out in front now, halfway through the race. Lap 4, well out in front. Daz is doing a nice job in 2nd. I don't think he's been up that high so far. Matt is in 3rd, but he's now got Chris right behind him. So Chris and that Mazda group, 4 Mazdas is a pretty decent piece of kit, and he's really gaining on Matt. We'll come back to that. Dan's in 5th, Mike's in 6th, Harry's in 7th, Snooze is in 8th, and he's got Andy right behind him. So let's see what's going on with Andy. Right in the toe, Alex is protected the inside. Have we got to go? Oh, look at that. That's interesting. I think Alex must have backed out of that one. He must have let him through. Mind you, our teammates. That's understandable. Lex is trying to make a move down the inside. Looks like he's got him. Good bit of opportunist move there by Lex. Great piece of driving. So we've got Mika then in 11th. Looks like she's got past Jimmy, or shall I say Chris, and then Jimmy is in 13th, and Nugget in 14th. Right, so have a look at his battle for 3rd. Matt's got Chris right behind him now. Let's have a look. So they're both on the super softs, I think. Is Chris going to make a move into the hairpin at the end of the straight? Yes, he does. Oh, that was late. Bit of panel bashing. Oh, look at that. They've gone on side by side. They come out. Matt's got off a little bit, so Chris is through. That was, I think, a bit of rough, tough love between the pair of them there. Let's go back and just watch that one. I think Chris opened the door and Matt tried to shut it, and I think it was pretty even. So let's have a watch that again. So Chris is getting a good toe, throws it down the inside. Bit of squeezing by Matt as well, and Chris decides to just give him a little shove on the way out. So all's fair in love and war. No protests were put into the stewards, so that's all good. So Dan's in a bit of a comfortable 6th with Mike in front of him. Harry's in 7th. Andy's now up to 8th. Lex is in 9th. Alex is down to 10th now. Mika is, let's see the lap time. So Alex did a 24.6. Mika did a 22.3. So we'll keep an eye on that. That gap is definitely coming down. And then we've got the McLaren of Chris a little bit further behind. Jimmy, and then Rob, who's learning the ropes. So up front, 4 laps down to lap 5. Chris is doing 220s consistently in the 220s. Look at that, 3 tenths between 3 laps. Loving consistent. But Daz is doing a good job. Only a 10th behind him at last lap. Although his tyres are starting to go a bit, but so are Chris's actually. So Daz is doing a pretty good job in the tyre munching TT. So then we got Chris, who hasn't shaken Matt off. Matt is still right behind him. I think this might be the closest battle. Let's see what's going on behind. Anything else? So I thought I caught a bit of action there. No, everyone's got a little bit spread out now, it looks like. But Mika is definitely catching Alex by the looks of it. Keep an eye on that. That could be the closest battle. Let's have back to 3rd. So Chris and Matt reasonably close. Some of the lap times. So Chris has now done the fastest lap of 2:18.1. So you can see just how fast he is in comparison to the guys in front are doing 2:20s. Matt did a 2:20.3, so it's quite a lot slower, but obviously had a bit of a scrap there. But Matt is getting close though. Let's have a watch. The Mazda is quick, but he does tend to eat his tyres up a little bit. Let's see if Matt's going to have a go. As they come through the kink on the fast straight, he's definitely closing up. Is Chris going to defend it? He probably will. Yeah, it goes defensive as they go on the run down to the hairpin, the end of the long straight. Look at that. It's like Mansell and Senna back in 91 at Barcelona. So Chris just about hangs on to it. Matt's quick closing on though. He's not shaking Matt off at all. Go on board with Matt. I think this is probably the closest battle. But nothing going to be going on here, so let's come out and have a quick scan around. So we've got Harry is closing on Dan as well, and then we've got Andy not far behind them, and then we've got a bit of skirmish here. So Mika has got past, let's have a look, let's rewind that. Mika has got past Alex, so let's have a watch. Always like to catch the overtakes. So Alex is on mediums actually, we hadn't spotted that. So Alex obviously qualified on the super soft. Look at that, the understeer creeping into that Nissan, and here comes Mika. You can see the Porsche is catching the Nissan quickly. Is she going to feint to the inside? Yes she does, as we go past the Nissan struggling on its tyres. A little bit of a glitch there. And we can see who's going to brake last. Always close though. Alex is trying to hang around the outside, gives room, which is good to see. As we come out, they both give each other room. That is nice to see. And I think Mika is through. Is Alex going to retaliate? Let's have a look as we go through this long right-hander. Quick downshift to 3rd, a little nudge, and look at that armful of understeer. I think that's probably settled now in Mika's favour. Let's have a look now at the battle then. So we caught that. That was Matt closing up, but not quite making a move. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's see if there's any other battles going on. So Harry's catching Dan. Andy's trying to catch the pair of them. And we've got Lex, so let's keep an eye on the 3rd place battle, which is very close. So I think let's have a look at the tyres. So Chris is on his super softs. So is Matt. Actually, the tyre wear's pretty even. Chris's fronts are a bit more worn, but his rears are sparkling, whereas Matt is going through them fairly evenly, but they're about even on tyre wear, I think. So can Chris defend from Matt? That's the 3rd place. So these two, 1-2 in the championship. Look at that, Matt is right behind. He's going to have a look into the first corner, decide to think better of it. He's right behind, right alongside the Mazda now as we go to run through the kink and then into the left-hander. So Chris has got the high ground at the moment, but can that kink give Matt enough of an advantage? He's got him. He's got back into 3rd. So Matt takes 3rd back from Chris. I don't think Chris is going to take that line down. He's going to want to get that one back. Any other battles going on? We don't want to focus too much on one pair. It looks like there's a bit of a battle going on behind us. So what's here? This is Mika and Alex. Okay, not that close. What have we got behind that? We've got Jimmy. The two Jimmys are fighting as well. So let's see what's going on. So Chris is now right behind Matt. Let's have a view from Chris's in car. Is he going to make a move into the left-hander? It'd be a brave move, but he can do it if he's got the grip. Both keep it nice. Probably the Mazda rides that inside curve really well. Well, the Honda's nowhere near as good on that riding that curb. So we're looking back now from the back of the Honda. We've got the Mazda right behind us, glued to a bumper. I think Chris deliberately played the safe game going across the bridge and thought, I'll wait until this section of the track. And we've got to look at that. He can't even see the track. He's that close. Right, is Matt going to defend the inside? He probably will. Not at the moment. So Chris is he going to go down the inside? Interesting. Matt leaves the door open, but no, Chris decides better of it. So we've got one more lap after this one. So I think maybe they're deciding is there a chance to work together and try and catch Daz in front. So let's go to the leader again. Don't see much of Chris during the group force because he's usually out on his own. So he's leading well away. Daz is not that far behind him. So you can see there, Daz did a 20.1 and Chris did a 21.7. So Chris's pace is beginning to drop. Daz is doing a good job even though his tyres are pretty knackered. Then you got Matt, did a 19.2 in the last lap. Let's see what this one is. 19.6. Daz did a 21.3, so they're 1.5 seconds quicker, but I don't think they're going to catch him in time. Then we've got Mike who's just behind, and Mike's doing a 22.5 too. Obviously a scruffy lap there. It looks like Harry has got past Dan. Let's have a quick rewind, see how far back that was. That was quite a long time ago. Yeah, it looks like he's already done it quite a long time ago, so we'll go back forward again. So Harry's up to 6, Dan's down to 7th, but doing a good job. Andy is probably not making as much ground as he maybe would have liked on the mediums. So Dan, look at that, he's right behind that Merc. Let's keep an eye on what's going on up front. So it looks like 3rd and 4th is extremely close. No, it's not actually, it's a bit further away, so let's go back to that battle. Dan throwing it sideways, look at that, drifting the Toyota around the first corner, but he's right in sight of the Merc in front of him. And then we look up to battle for 3rd, try to see if there's any other battles going on here. As we go into the chicane, so this is our 3-way battle, so Andy's trying to catch Dan as well, not quite there yet, so let's have a look, see what's going on. Final lap between the battle for 3rd. Is Chris Mutt's gone a little bit wide as they come out of they call it the corner of death. He's got the Armco and Chris is passed. So a little mistake with Matt's front tyre starting to go. He's let Chris back past him, but that isn't necessarily the worst thing because he could have a run into the down the back straight. Let's have a quick look behind. So Andy's closing up on Dan. Is Andy able to do anything? Dan's tyres are looking pretty good, but Andy's are not bad as well. There's Lex in 10th, 9th, Mika in 11th. Let's have a look now what's going on for 3rd. You can see that top 4 are all in the same shot now. I think 3rd and 4th are quicker. They're just running out of time. Let's have a look behind us. So can Dan hold off Andy? I think that's the battle now. Let's have a quick look in 3rd. I think Chris has probably got that, assuming he doesn't make any mistakes. Matt's right behind him, but assuming Chris doesn't make any mistakes, which being championship leader, he doesn't make many of them. So let's have a look behind. So here we go. So we got Dan and Andy. Dan's defending the inside. Is Andy going to sling it around the outside, or is he going to try and make the cut back? Dan's a bit late, but Andy's going around the outside. It's a nice move. Can he get the traction? He does. A lovely move there from Andy. Around the outside. Dan's having to go back, though. It's a hard place to pass here. So let's go right up to the front just to see Chris cross the line. So Chris crossing the line. Didn't mean that one for a change. So a great victory from Chris. I think that's his 3rd from 4. Brilliant victory for him. Dan comes across Daz, a really good 2nd from Daz. Chris comes across in 3rd, half fought 3rd and 4th for Matt. Good battles they had. Mike, a good 5th. Had the pace, I think, just couldn't quite catch him. And then Harry comes up to finish 6th. And look at this, we got a battle for 7th, and Andy weaved across the line. 7th from Andy, Dan and 8th, so a cracking finish between those two. Lex gets 9th. And Mika coming home in 10th after being punted into oblivion across the bridge. So 10th place for CMS Racing for Mika. And then we've got Alex coming across for Dart in 11th. Jimmy coming across the line now in 12th. Let's see where Rob is a little bit further. But so Jimmy gets 10th, 12th. Not far behind him was Chris in the McLaren, so he was keeping it steady, and it wasn't too far behind at the end. And then Rob came up to the last lap, last corner, done a good job. His times dropped from 29s, 32s. Does a good job to finish. Well done, Rob. So I will have a drink after that. And here we go. That was a race. So look at the results. Chris gets another victory. So I think that's his third from 4 in the Group 4s. Cracking second from Daz. He'll be pleased with that. The Audi's a bit of a handful, but that's a good second. And Chris and Matt finishing 3rd and 4th, so Chris gets the last spot on the podium. Look at that. The gap was only 4 seconds first to second, then less than 2. They were closing quickly, very quickly. Second a lap, Chris was. 2 seconds a lap, sorry. So top 4 covered by, 6 seconds. It was close, so they might not far behind. So Matt finishes 4th. Okay, another case of what could have been. Mike 5th, and he did 18.6 for his last lap. Second quickest on track, so Mike had the pace. Sorry, 18.6 for his fastest. He certainly had the pace. Second quickest lap. So Ferrari's quick. So 5th for Mike, and then 6th from Harry. Had a few skirmishes with Andy, so had a good battle. Andy finishing 7th, so got 6 points for pole, or shall I say fastest in qualifying, but mediums in the race. And you can see the strategy. The top 6 all had super softs on. And Danny in 7th, in 8th, good fight in 8th there. Had a good battle with Andy right at the line. Look at that, just over a 10th between 7th and 8th. And then Lex finishing 9th, Mika finishing 10th. And then Alex, so obviously Dart deciding to go for mediums. So the 2 A's both went for mediums. Interesting. So Snooze gets 11th, Jimmy Coleman gets 12th, Jimmy Cheese, Chris gets 13th, and then Yellow Nugget Rob backing it up in 14th. And the fastest lap was Chris Pengelly, 2:18.1. So you can see he was half a second quicker than anyone else almost. So a cracking first race. So now we move on to the Group 3s. You all know the usual format by now. We can have a little bit of a tyre chat, shan't we? So we're now 3 races into the Group 3s. This is where the tyre strategies start playing out. You all know and love the tyre situation. There's a set number of the harder compounds, medium and hards, that all the drivers have to use, mandatory use. And the top 7 drivers all have to use 8 sets of either medium or hards. Most of them have to use just mediums, then Chris and Penguin and Matt have to use the hards as well. So let's get rid of those and we'll do the grid. Go up front, there we go. Let's get that's rubbish. And we do that. There we go. Right, brilliant. So this is where the tyre strategies comes in, that some drivers have used more of their mandatory harder compounds than others. So for instance, looking at the Pool 1 drivers, which is Chris and Matt has used 6 of his 8 medium or hards. Chris has used 5. Contrast that with Harry and Andy, who've only used so far between 2 and 3 sets of mediums. So the drivers who haven't used their mediums yet, or as many, will now have to start using them, where some of the other drivers who've gone through their harder tyres quicker in the early races can use the softs or super softs. So I think we're going to start seeing a bit of a difference now in who's using what. And that should lead to some interesting battles, I think, because some of the quicker drivers might have to use harder tyres than some of the Pool 3 drivers who might be on the softer compounds. So we'll see how this plays out. We're getting to the interesting end of the season now when it comes to the Group 3s. So reverse grid from the Group 4s. I should have a quick drink. So up front is Yellow Nugget Rob in his Mitsubishi. is Von Zipper Mitsubishi. So as per usual in the Group 3, Group 4s, the brand that each team have to use is drawn at random out of a pool of brands that all the drivers put into. They each put 3 brands in and then they're allocated at random. So Rob's got Von Zipper on his Mitsubishi. And then the, I think it's Repsol McLaren of Chris. That looks great. That's a good view actually, the rear end. So rubbish, that's better. So the Patax Aston Martin of Jimmy in 3rd. And then, can we get a better view of that? There we go. And then the Taco Bell Nissan of Alex in 4th. That's even worse. The Motil Porsche of Mika in 5th. Then O'Keefe's Lamborghini of Lex in 6th. And we've got, this is truly brilliant views, GT Sport. Thank you. Then Sonoco livery of Dan and the Toyota in 7th. Then Andy with the Taco Bell from memory. Can you tell from that view? He's in 8th. And then the Patax Merc of Harry in 9th. O'Keefe's Ferrari of Mike's in 10th. That's a better view. Motil Honda of Matt in 11th. That's a bit too close. There we go, that's better. So the Von Zipper Mazda of Chris in 12th. We changed to 13th, it doesn't change anything. The Sonoco Audi of Daz, as Dan rightly says. Daz the Daring, I think we'll call him from now on. Tackling the quick but wayward Audi R8 in 13th. And then at the back, after his yet another Group 4 win in the Repsol Jag, is Chris. Right, usual story, 30 minutes of racing. Any tyres can be used from their allotted pool, but you can only use a maximum of 2 of the same compound. So even if you do 6 stops, you can only use 2 tyres of each. In fact, you probably can't use 6 stop because you can't use, there's only 4 compounds. Someone work that out for me. How many stops can you do? And I use 2 of each. Right, so away we go. Rolling start as per usual. Let's have a quick check of the tyres. So Rob's on super softs. Chris is on super softs. Jimmy's on softs. Alex is on softs. Mika's on mediums. So Lex is on super softs. Dan's on softs. Andy's on mediums. Harry's on softs. Mike's on mediums. Matt's on super softs. Interesting. Chris is on mediums. Daz is on softs, and Chris Cross is on softs. So, interesting enough, Matt is on super softs, whereas his closest rivals are all on mediums. So, into the first corner we go. Rob's leading us away, rolling start as we go into the first corner. Are we going to get any action? No, it doesn't look here. It looks like Jimmy and Jimmy Cheese and Jimmy Coleman are battling away. Let's look a bit further down as we go skip through the grid. Lex is trying to make a move, and then we've got the guys coming towards the back. So let's focus on what's going on. Rob gets sideways. Chris has gone off. Jimmy's up to second, and then we've got a whole host of cars coming down the hill. This is where the carnage is going to happen, I think, as they come into this chicane. I've got no idea what to follow here, so let's just try and pick someone. So down they come, so we're following Mika in 4th place, and then Lex has been knocked a bit sideways, but he just about hangs onto it, and there's a whole squabble of cars all getting sideways as they come out of the right-hander across the bridge, and oh my god, look at this, there's a whole cluster of all battling for position. Who should we watch? I don't know who to watch. Let's watch Dan as we come into this left-hander. Look at that, they're about 6 abreast. They come in and surely going to get around, and they don't. Look at that, there's a whole bunch of them into the Armco, and somehow Chris has got through all that from like 11th, 12th on the grid. He's now up to 6th. Matt's down to 7th. I think that needs a rewind. Because that was just crazy. Let's have a watch from. Right, so this is the view from Chris's car. A lot of squabbling going on as they go into this left-hander. They're all together, look at that. Chris decides to back off and they all merge into one. And then we go off and Chris, just look at that, just drives through the lot of them. Let's maybe rewind down, have a look for someone else's view. Let's have a look. Let's go. I think Dan was the head of that. So let's have a watch from Dan's rear camera. Here they go, so over the bridge. Look at that, we've got 6 cars, 7 cars, all trying to occupy the same piece of space. Who's going to brake first? They all come in together, and I think Matt and Lex both pincered Dan. So Dan, unfortunately, he's got engine damage as well, so he's dropped down to 14th. So as we go back to the front now, Jimmy has got Alex right behind him. Alex is right, is making a move, he wants to take the lead. It's a good opportunity, we've got a bit of a gap now. He's got time to concentrate on that Aston Martin in front of him. There's some battles going on behind, but we can't ignore the battle for the lead. Is Alex going to have a go as they go down the straight? That looks pretty quick. No is the answer, so let's go a bit further down. Chris is taking Harry, and then we've got a whole series of cars behind, all emerging into the tight right-hander together, and Lex has gone a little bit wide. It looks like Daz and Andy have got past him. Andy's saying thank you, I'm going to pass on the left. He's got his indicator blinking, not quite sure why, but he's now making a move on Chris. So, and they've come across Rob, who's obviously trying to learn the track in the Mitsubishi. So we've got, look at this, it's still going on. So everyone is battling and squabbling away like it's a one-lap sprint. Look at that, so Rob hits the wall and they all come out. Chris has been knocked wide, Lex is trying to go around the Rob as well. Andy's managed to get away a little bit. So there's a yellow nugget with Chris, with Lex alongside him, and it looks like this Lex going to go inside the Jag. He does, he makes it move. Stick as well, but he's gone really wide, so Chris has gone back past him. What's going on further behind? So Mike obviously didn't do too well out of that carnage. He's now right behind Rob, so he's got a bit of work to do. And then there's Jimmy as well, probably since we stay in the back, and Lex, and then Dan recovering. So up front, so Snooze has got past. Right, we need to watch that. Here we go. So Snooze has got past. It's following the Aston. Let's go on board. Oh, the Aston makes a little bit of a mistake as they come out of the last corner. There you go, swooped past. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Can the Aston fight back though? Can Jimmy fight back? They go through the first corner. Alex obviously finding the Group 3. Mika saying I knew how to get across the bridge this time, so went for it from the start indeed. But Mika's dropped down a little bit, so let's see what's going on here. So I think we're missing some action here as well. So Chris is trying to make a move down the inside of Mika into the last corner. Mika shuts the door, and that allows Harry and Matt to get right behind as well. So look at this, we got this. So this was the carnage we missed in front behind us, but look at this. So we got Harry right behind Chris, who's trying to make a move on Mika. Is Chris going to go down the inside? It looks like Harry's going to go down the inside of the pair of them. Look at that. Takes 2 in one go. That's a great move from Harry. Knocks him a little bit wide, and Mika gets unfortunately pushed a little bit on the grass, but didn't lose too much speed. But great move there by Harry. And it looks like Chris is now going to have a go into the left-hander. Harry blocks the inside, so Chris moves across. Harry defending nicely as they come round the left-hander. And we got to look at this. We got a real squabble. We're going. Someone went off wide there. I don't know who that was. That was Chris Lewis. So the winner from the Group 4s has just gone a little bit wide coming out of that corner, and he's lost a position. Meanwhile, we've got Chris is attacking Harry, and then behind we've got Daz and so it looks like Daz and Matt have swapped places. What's going on there? Let's have a watch there. So let's have a watch from Daz's perspective. So it looks like the three in front, right, the 3 in front are battling. Matt gets caught out a little bit. Mika goes down the inside, and then Daz sneaks up the inside of the pair. Look at that, very nice. So the 2 at CMS Racing teammates were battling away, and Daz takes advantage and goes on the inside. So as they go screaming into the downhill chicane, I thought they were going to try and go 3 abreast there. So Mika's defending well. Matt's trying to take a look down the inside of Daz. It looks like Daz's gone a little bit wide. Matt's going to go past. Yes, he does. Look at that. Let's watch on board with Daz. So we've got Andy right behind us. We've got Matt in front. So let's watch from the back of Matt. Is Daz going to have a go? What's in front? No, it looks like Matt's having a go at Mika. So the 2 teammates, are they going to battle this one out? And Daz is trying to go down the inside as well, trying to do his sneak again. And gives Mika a little bit of a nudge. So Mika kisses the armco, which allows Andy to go trying to go around the side. So where's Andy doing? Andy's trying to go around the other side. Doesn't quite make it, but he's going to do a switchback. Snooze is first, yes. Snooze. Oh, Jimmy's got back in front of the lead. Oh, this is just too much action. I can't keep up. Right, so let's look what's going on here. So, Snooze is in the lead. We did say, well, I wonder if Jimmy could have a crack back, and he's gone a little bit wide there. You can see the understeer. So Jimmy is now going to have a run. Just, Alex got a little bit wide coming out. Is he going to make a move? Yes, he is. Down the inside into the left-hander. Is that going to be done? It looks like he's done. Oh, Alex is fighting around the outside though. Look at that, Alex. Look at that. Try to fight. Look, that was a cracking bit of racing by pair. Lots of room given. Respect, we like that. So, is Jimmy going to try and cut down the inside there? Look at that. Goes in tighter and gets a better run out. So, Snooze has now got the jacket right in front of him. Is he going to retaliate? And this has quick down the straight. It's good on its fuel, it's good on its tyre, and it's super grunty. Here we go. Is Alex going to throw it down the inside? He's coming. As we come outside, but Aston's late on the brakes. Oh, can he get it stopped? He does. Nice move by there. And then we got so Chris is now up to third. Let's see what happened there. Was that a done deal? So Chris is now gone past Harry to third place. Matt is still back. Oh, okay, we saw this. So this was the what we saw. So Chris has now moved up to third. So on the mediums, Chris is up to third. That's a fantastic start from him. So from what 12th on the grid, he's up to third, and on the mediums. Is Harry going to have a go back though? So Harry's on the softs, and Chris is pulling away a little bit. Now Matt is on the super soft, but let's have a look. So Mika and Daz and Andy all having a scrap, and Andy's trying to go down the inside through the kink. I think he's got to go 3 abreast as they go through the flat out kink. Let's have a watch from the back of Andy's car, and it looks like Mike's having to go down the inside. Mika tries to go down the inside. Daz, look at this. Oh, and Daz squeezes. Probably didn't know Mike was there, but look at that. That was a great bit of action. Right, I think we need to replay that. That was fantastic. So this is Andy going past Daz, still with his indicator on. Let's watch it from Daz's perspective. So Daz has got Mika right behind us, and then here comes Mike, and then down the inside goes Mika. Look at that. So Mika does the reverse to Daz, what Daz did earlier on. So, and now Daz has got a boot for the Ferrari. The angry sounding Ferrari. So can Mike get past the Audi? Setting purples, but everyone sets purples. There's something quick that was going on. So it looks like we've got a battle again. Alex is trying to go down the inside. Jimmy, side by side to go around the last corner. Oh, Jimmy's gone a little bit wide. Alex and Lewis. So we've got first 4 all together with Matt not far behind. So Jimmy's now trying to tuck back in behind Alex as they go into the first corner. Is he going to make a move? He's thinking about it. Looks down the inside. Yes, he does. Well, nice move between those. These two having a great race. Look at that. We've got Alex. Chris Pengelly, championship lead now, right in the mix. So he's gone past. Let's have a watch from the back of Jimmy's car. Alex's car. Sorry, Alex is now back in the lead again. So he's taken Jimmy again. He's now got former teammate Chris Pengelly right behind him. And we've got Harry's up to third, Jimmy's to fourth, and Matt's in fifth. So look at this. This is fantastic stuff. So concentrate on this battle for the lead now, so at least we know where to look. Alex is leading, keeping neat and tidy. He obviously likes that Group 3 a lot more than Group 4. It's a good car, but it looks like Chris is trying to line him up. Is he going to go around the outside to the tight left hand over the bridge? No, he decides to switch down to the inside. They come across the bridge. Now is he going to go for a move down the inside? Looks like he is. Is Alex going to fight him? Probably realises that's a futile fight, but no, he hangs around the outside again. Alex loves that. He's got the groove there, isn't he? Really has. So Matt's fourth. So who have we lost? We've lost someone. Who did we lose? What happened there? Jimmy. What happened to Jimmy? So Jimmy went for the lead there. Let's have a look. What happened there? He got past there for fourth, and then we suddenly lost him. Let's have a look, see what happened. I think maybe he went wide through the downhill chicane. Yes, Alex's great battle for first. Yes, it is. Oh, it's a little bit wide. Let's see what happens. Oh, is he going to hit the wall of death? He does. Oh, poor Jimmy. Right, we won't linger on that. So Jimmy's put himself out of it for a little bit, puts Mika up to 6, Daz up to 7, Mike up to 8, but here we go. So Mike, Alex defending, life's depending on it. Look at that, I love that, he's done that a few times now. So let's have a watch from Matt's car, I think, as we look at the battle now. Someone look, actually no, forget that, Chris has got him. So Chris has gone around the He's trying to get him, but no, Alex is hanging it out. This is great stuff. Alex is hanging it out. Let's watch from in-car with Alex. There we go. Let's have a straight line speed check. Here goes the Nissan. Top end's miraculously quick on that thing. It really is fast. Let's have a look from Chris's perspective. He's going down for the inside again. Are we going to late break? We are. Let's have a look. There's Alex behind us. We're fighting with Matt as well. Look at this. We've got top 4 after 3 laps are all in the same piece of road. Look at this. So Snooze is now defended from Matt. We've got Harry right behind Matt as well. But look at this. This is fantastic stuff. Matt's trying to find his way past Alex. He's got Harry biting at his tail. So here's Matt going to have a go at Alex. And here they go. So Chris is trying to escape. Matt will want to try and get past Alex as soon as he can. They both going down the inside. They both go sideways. But look at that. Matt's now in front. Let's have a watch from Harry's car. But Harry's getting a good tow. And Matt's defending the inside now as they come out into the first corner. Let's have a look. So Harry's going to try and go around the outside of Matt. Not quite. Matt throws it down the inside. Alex goes a bit wide, and Harry's got really nice run as they come out now. So Harry looks like he's going to try and go from 4th to 2nd in a couple of corners. Matt's now defending the inside. Closes the door a bit, but Harry tries to get through the inside, does, just gets it, squeezes Matt out. Alex is gone. Alex is gone. What's happened to Alex? No. Let's have a watch from there. So Alex is on the outside there. I think he just gets a little bit of a squeeze, and I think, it looks like he maybe just got on the power a little bit too quickly. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see if that goes to the stewards. So back to his battle for 2nd. Matt, as I say, he's on softs, super softs. He will not want to be stuck behind Harry for as little time as possible. Because Chris is on his mediums and he's escaping. So he's having another set of his mediums. Harry's on softs. He knows that Matt is on super softs. And Matt knows that probably the guys around him are on mediums because they got to burn through those. He's burned through his quite quickly this season. Andy behind him is on mediums, doing a great job as well. I haven't seen much of Andy, but he's on mediums as well. So let's have a quick look. Daz is in 5th, and then we got 6th, 7th and 8th right along next to each other. Let's have a look. So is Matt going to have a go at Harry? We'll keep an eye on. He's right in the toe. It's hard to pull away. I know we should be going. We can always rewind. So is Matt going to have a go into the down the fast straight into the right-hander? He does indeed. I think Harry let him through. I think Harry probably thought that was a little bit aggressive, that move he did. So let's go back. So Mike is now in front of Snooze. Let's go back and see what happened there. So they come out the long right-hander. It looks like Mike's got a brilliant drive coming out there and just drove straight through in between Alex and Chris. So Mike's up to 6th now in the Ferrari. Snooze is down to 7th. And he's got as we said, the Group 4 winner right behind him, but Chris is going to go down the inside. He does it. He's going to try and get Mike as well. He looks like he's got Mike as well. Look at that. Mike was a bit wide, and Mike's gone down to 7th. He gets past now, back up to 6th. Let's watch that from Mike's perspective. This is crazy stuff. I can't keep up. Let's follow Mike for a little bit. So it looks like he's into 6th. I think he might go a little bit deep into the right-hander. Yes, he does. So the guy 2 in front of him duck inside him. Then Chris goes a little bit wide. There we go. So Chris gets it on the grass, and then the sand drops it down to 8th again. And Mike goes, right, thank you very much. I'll go back to 6th again. But he's got Alex in the very quick Nissan right behind him. Alex is in the thick of it today. So let's have a quick check, shall we? We're 4 laps down. I need to have a drink. Chris has just done the fastest lap on his mediums. 209.052. So those mediums are suiting the Mazda pretty well. Matt's now up to 2nd, so let's see what those two can do. Matt will be hoping that, well, if he can't catch Chris on his super softs when Chris is on mediums, I think this race is probably done. So let's keep an eye on that. So then we got Harry in 3rd. He's on his softs. Tyres are looking pretty good. And he's got Andy, who's doing a great job on his mediums. Just done a 10.1. Harry's at 11.5. Mind you, there was a bit of squabbling going on there. So let's see what Andy can do. That beam is obviously working pretty well on its mediums. He's starting to line up the back of that Merc. And then we got Daz doing a nice job in the Audi in 5th. So he's trying to keep hold of that. And then we've got Mike in 6th. Looks like there's a couple of scruffy laps there. Chris is in 7th. Alex is in 8th. Mika is in 9th, doing a good job. Slowly coming back up the field, I think. Jimmy is down to 10th after his wall of death incident. And we got Dan's now up to 11th. He's fighting. Oh, I wonder what happened there. Let's have a little watch there. Dan's slowing down, so I think he might have got tangled up a little bit with Lex. Let's have a look. So Lex. Oh, yeah. Oh, a bit of a tank slapper there from Lex. A very gentlemanly. Dan lets him through. That's what we like to see in the DTCC. So Lex is in 11th. Dan's in 12th. Now I'm to do a comeback. He's quick around. He did a 10.6. So Twice has got some pace here. So we'll see what Dan can do. Jimmy's Chris is in 13th, and then Yellow Nugget in 14th. Slowly, look at that. Slowly learning it. Keep at it, Rob. Doing a good job. So Chris up front. Matt in 2nd. We got a battle now. So Andy's got past Harry. So let's look at. We'll see what happens here. Oh, look at that. Late dive, late move. Whoa, makes it stick as well. Nice move. Nice move on the mediums. Expect Harry to be able to break a bit later on the softs, but nice move there from Andy. Can Harry come back at him though? So Andy's done a 10.1, and actually noticed Dan did it, was in the 10s as well. So 10.1 from Andy. He's got some pace there. Let's see what Chris does now. Interesting comparison. This will be our first clear lap comparison of the two leaders. So Chris does a 9.7. Matt does an 8.6 to go fastest. So a second between them. So Matt is indeed catching Chris. So super softs versus mediums, it's now starting to come into play. Andy's now broken a little bit clear of Harry. And Daz is continuing. Daz does a 9.9, so he's got some pace. He's quicker than Harry. He's quicker than the two in front of him, Daz. So if he can keep those tyres in check, although his left rear is looking a bit gnarly. Another quickie is Mike. He's done a 10 flat, so he's got pace as well. Oh no, Daz has lost it a little bit. I think those rears are starting to go. Can Mike capitalise on that? Let's have a watch. Mike's on a personal best, so his mediums are faring up really nicely. He's doing 10.0s, which is pretty competitive with Chris. So Mike is doing the same pace as the other medium runners. It looks like he's going to get him. Let's have a look. Daz, I think he's starting to struggle. Go on board with Mike. Is he going to take advantage of the tyre wear that the... No, I don't think he is. Let's have a look, quick look down. What else is going on? Nothing going on here yet. So let's... Mika looks like... Yeah. Certainly catching Alex, but we'll see what happens there. So, what is going on between the leaders? Chris is being caught by Matt, slowly but surely, I think. I think Matt smells he might have a chance here. Any other battles going on? Let's have a look down. So, Andy's looking like he's consolidating 3rd, and we've still got this battle in between. So, Mike and Daz. So, yes, we saw that. Mike's in front of Daz. Can Daz hang on to those tyres? They're starting to look pretty knackered. Then Chris is in 7th. Then we got Snooze. Oh, Snooze is wide. Snooze is wide coming out of the right hand of the back straight, and he's now got Mika right behind him. Let's have a watch of this. So let's watch for Mika's car. They come through the downhill chicane. Mika's trying to get a tow. It looks like Alex is trying to do a little bit of weaving there. Let's see how this plays out as they come through the last corner. Mika's trying to get a good run. Alex is... Oh, look at that. Alex is doing a bit of a snake. They come down the straight. A bit of weaving going on there. There's nothing explicitly in the rules say he can't, but we'll see if the stewards have a look at that one. So Mika is trying to size up Alex. Is there any other battles going on? I don't feel... I think we've missed. Who's out in the pits? So Daz has decided to get rid of his tyres. Understandably, he's gone to the softs. So it's watching Snooze and Mika. I don't think there's any other battles. I think we got So look at this, so we've got a battle for first now as well. So Matt is catching up Chris quite quickly. Let's have a look. And so Mika, right, so this is a definite battle going on between these two. So Snooze is trying to defend for Mika. Mika's trying to look down the inside. A little bit of a love tap there as they go into the chicane. Very tricky braking, it's downhill. It's like Snooze has gone a little bit wide. Let's see what this is about for 7th. We're going to have to keep on going. It's battle between the two of them. So is Mika going to have a look as they come down the inside? Or Mika's trying to look down the inside, switches to the outside. Is Alex going to give her enough room? Just about as they come on the exit of the corner. Alex is going a bit wide. And Mika's going to go down the inside. Right, going to have to switch back. It looks like Matt and Chris are in a battle now. Let's rewind that and see what's happening there. So Matt has a good run coming out of the long left-hander, coming onto the long right-hander, coming on the back straight, looking down the outside. He's going to go try and go around the outside, but Chris keeps it dinging tidy on the apex. Come back, get a switcheroo. No, he can't. Let's go back now to the battle for 7th. It looks like Mika's got that now for a little bit, so let's go back to the leaders. Matt is right behind that Mazda. We've not seen this yet all year. First time they're having a proper squabble now, these two. Chris is defending the inside. Matt going to try and short not run around the outside of the last corner. That would be brave. So as they come out, he's going to try and get a run. It looks like Chris is going to the pits. So Chris is in the pits. So Chris has decided he's had enough of those mediums. He's going to do 7 laps on the mediums and then go for the quickest tyres for a stint. So can Matt, the question is now, can Matt do an overcut? He's got softer tyres. They're looking a bit worn, but the Honda seems to be pretty good on the tyres. Alex saying great battle of Mika and Snooze, indeed. A little bit of weaving there, Alex, but great battle. So Matt is now going to make hay. We've got Andy now. What can he do? He's probably going to come out behind Chris. I don't think he can jump him. So we've got more stops now. So Jimmy's in. So Jimmy's getting rid of those softs. Chris is on a bit of a quiet race in the Jag, actually. Obviously the Jag isn't liking this mediums so much around here. He's in and Lex is in as well. So let's see what's going on. Matt is away. Andy's not that far behind him, given he's on mediums, and Matt's on super softs. So we'll see what happens between. Andy's certainly in play here, depending on what tyres he chooses for his next stint. But Andy's been a bit light on using his mediums, so he might have to use another set of mediums. We'll see. Also, look at the fuel. Actually, Matt's fuel is looking pretty rosy, whereas compared to Andy's got to come in this lap, whereas Matt can still stay out. So the Honda's obviously pretty good on its fuel. Harry is also in the Merc, not looking that brilliant on fuel. Mike's just done his fastest lap on the mediums though, so if we compare Mike to Andy, Mike did a 209.8, Andy did a 210.0, so nothing between those two on the mediums. So Chris has come out in 5th. Chris has come out on super softs. Right. Here we go. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Can Chris, with his fresh super softs, make the jump on Matt? I would imagine Matt is going to come in this lap, but we'll see. He's coming towards the end of the lap. Let's see what Matt does. He's had an extra lap on the super softs, on Naka super softs, so he is in. We'll keep an eye on Chris. So what's Andy doing? Andy's coming in as well, so decided he's going to do 7 laps on a different compound. We'll keep an eye on what he chooses. What is Mike going to do? Mike is in as well, just on his PB, but he is out of fuel. Harry is... what's Harry going to do? Harry's in as well. Right, so eyes on Chris. Eyes on Chris and the seat at the end of that pit lane. Let's see where Matt comes out. Is he going to get the jump? That's not a great view. That's not a great view either. Matt is rolling. He's rolling. Let's have a look at Chris there. We can see Matt just in front of us. That's game on. So Matt has jumped Chris. Matt, doing an extra lap on his super softs, even though they were tired, has managed to make a jump on Chris. I suspect that's probably fuel. So Chris has got, well, what's that, 7/8 of the tank. Matt has got 3/4. So Matt had less fuel to put in because he had more fuel, I think, probably in the Mazda when he stopped, and he's also short field. So that's Matt taking a gamble, a short field, and thinking, short field, gain track position, do a bit of fuel saving. Maybe, I don't know. but Matt's on the super softs. What's going on here? Oh, we got a battle going on here, so let's just see what happened. I think that was Andy passing Mika. Yeah, it looks that way. Andy is on, Mika's on very knackered mediums, and Andy, a little bit touching there, but nice clean move in the end, it looks like. Andy's come out on mediums again. So Andy's decided to take 2 of his mediums, probably a good move. So he didn't have a huge amount of mediums, of softs and super softs. He's used a couple of sets of each, so he needs to burn those mediums off. So he's come out mediums. Miko, he's probably looks like doing a bit of a longer stop on the mediums. Dan is now up to 5th, doing a great job. He's managed to get those softs all the way to lap 9. He's doing some pretty reasonable lap times as well. He's got Mike in the Ferrari just behind him, who again has also gone on the medium. So there we can see the difference now in the tyre strategies, that some of the quicker drivers in pool 2 are having to use their 2 medium tyres, whereas the drivers below them in pool 3 it can still go some softs and super softs. So Mike is now behind Dan, but Dan's obviously got to stop. Then we got Daz, he's also gone on medium, so another one who's trying to burn his, I think probably his remaining, oh no, Daz has got a few mediums to get through as well. So it gives the in inverted commas slower drivers a bit more of a chance, because the guys in front of them are using mediums. So let's have a look. So here we go. So Matt has just come out of the pit, so he's done his out lap. He does a 209.4 as his out lap. Chris did a 208.4, and Chris has just done the fastest lap of the race, a 207.4. So Matt's on his first flyer. Mika comes in now for a stop to get rid of those mediums, which for mediums we're looking pretty knackered and pretty much nothing left in the tank, so that worked out very nicely. So Matt is just in front now of Chris. What can Matt do? Chris is going to put him under pressure now. Chris is relentless when he's behind. This is going to be a real test of Matt, if he can keep that slightly wayward Honda under control and keep Chris behind him, because they're both on the same tyres now. There's no tyre advantage like Matt had in the first stint. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. So a bit further down, Andy's on his mediums. He's a little bit way behind the top 2, and he's fairly clear of Mike. So unless I think Andy does anything crazy, he's probably got 3rd sewn up. Daz is now in 5th. Again, he's a bit of a lonely 5th, but he's not that far ahead of Chris. Chris is on mediums, so they're both on mediums as well. So actually they're all on the bridge, so they can see each other. Chris is in 6th, and Harry's in that far behind 7th either. So one mistake really from those guys, and it could all change. Mika is in 8th place now, super soft. So Mika's gone for super soft, so should be pretty quick on those. Then we've got a battle here. So Jimmy, that was a good time. So Jimmy and Alex are fighting. Jimmy on the super softs. Alex has just stopped. He's fresh soft, so he looks like he's diving down the inside. Looks like he's going to get Jimmy. He does. That is definitely, I think, Alex's favourite corner on anywhere in GT Sport. But Jimmy's coming back at him, so these two are having a great scrap this race. So can that Aston, let's have a watch from the inside the Aston Martin. And here we go, this is the back from the Nissan. Nice little message there on the back of Alex's car, like that. So we'll go absolute boot full of eye full of Taco Bell, making me hungry. Slow down into 3rd gear for that tight right hander. What can he do about the 2 in front? So it's gone a little bit wide, but then cuts the apex. Well, Alex has gone very wide through there. Let's see what is he going to try and make a move on the Porsche in front of him. So Mika and Alex having a good battle as well in this race. Let's see what's going on. So again, even there, so we've got Dan. Dan's on his fresh super softs. So we got 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th, all really close. Mika's starting now to try and break the toe. Trying to do to Alex what Alex did to her, and Alex is getting close. I'm just going to quickly flick to the lead to see what's going on there. And nothing yet. 207.6 for Chris, 207.6 for Matt. They're pretty even Stevens. Right, back to this battle for 8th place. I think this is the battle of the race so far. Let's just see what's behind. Oh, what a bad time to go, Lex. Sorry, Lex. We'll cut out of that. So Mika right behind Alex now. Go on board with the Porsche. Tricky downhill right-hander. Mika says, not over, here we go again. That was a bit of a late one, I think. A bit of a comment earlier. And then Alex says he's not drunk, he's just eating a taco. Right. Alex is weeping again. Stewards might be having a word with the Nissan driver after this one. That one was alright though, you can weep once. Make it a bit what we've got behind us. So here's the Jimmy and oh, nice exit there. We've got past, I think. What did happen there? I think Alex might have just nudged the wall coming out of the his favourite corner. Maybe it's not his favourite corner anymore. I think he goes in a little bit too deep, a little bit of under. Oh no, bit of a tank slapper. That Nissan is a bit wild. Got a bit of a wild rear end, that car. So Jimmy now is trying to get involved. Wants a bit of a Nissan. Oh, they both go wide. Oh, I think that was a case of who hit the wall the least. He even had the downshift. Where's Dan? So Dan's taking advantage of this now. Gonna get a good run. Jimmy's covering the inside. Is Dan going to make a move down the inside? He might get both of them. Again, a nice slipstream as they come into the... and Jimmy's having to go inside that. Alex, so nice move there from Jimmy. A real late move. He got that, and Dan's now trying to go around the outside. I think they're all fairly similar tyres. I think they are. So, cracking bit of scrapping between these three. And all in while this is allowing Mika to escape a little bit. While these guys are all battling and entertaining us, Mika's escaping. So let's have a look. We've got Dan right behind us. We're right in front. Got right in front of the Aston Martins. We go into the corner. Let's have a look behind us. There's Dan. Where is the Aston? It's alongside us. So we come now outside. Who's going to win the drag into the left hand at the end of this kink? The Aston's in the inside, but Alex has got the high ground. He's gone a little bit wide. Jimmy's trying to go down the inside. We've got Dan sitting there pretty, trying to make the best of the situation. These two, and looks like Snooze and the Aston are going side by side into the downhill chicane. Jimmy drops back a little bit, and Dan's right behind him. Oh, I might just give him a little bit of a tap there, but Jimmy's trying to hang back a bit, trying to get a good exit, and he looks like it's worked. Here we go. Got a cracking exit out there, and he's giving Alex a bump. Interesting. Now, is he going to have a go into the left-hander? You can see on the mirror. No, Alex is quite late ball. Then Jimmy makes a move side by side as they come through there. Oh, look at that. Dan's going through the middle of the pair of them, is he? Oh, he's side by side now with Alex. It's cracking racing going on here. It's brilliant stuff. Can't pull away from this. And now Dan's down the inside of Alex. Oh, Little's GP's pitting. So Chris is pitting. I wonder what happened there. So obviously we can't take off coverage of these guys, but maybe Chris dropped back a bit from Matt and decided he's going to go for fastest lap. So or maybe burn off his tyres. So in the meantime, Dan is now making a move down the inside of Alex. And oh, look at this, the three abreast as they go round. What's happened to Jimmy? He's still there in ninth, and we've got Dan and Alex having a phenomenal race behind them. So look at this, side by side for the chicane as well. That is not a place you go side by side. How often a bit of contact, but both hanging on. Look at this is fantastic stuff. So on board now with Alex. Is he going to make a move into the last corner? No, he doesn't. Oh, all getting understeer. Oh no, Alex is gone. Don't go in the pits, Alex. Oh, just a bit too much wall. And I think that one's broken off. So let's have a look. So Matt was doing 208, still 208. So we got, okay, Chris has come out of the pits and he's alongside Andy. So Chris has come out of the pits on fresh mediums. He's alongside Andy, and Andy's going to try and cover the inside, but Chris is going to go around the outside. Looks like he's done it with his fresher tyres. So nice move then from Chris. Can he hang on though to the back of that Mazda and repass him down the straight? They're both on mediums. Although Chris's is slightly better. Oh, scared the wall a little bit. Andy just done his quickest at 209.7. I think. Yeah, he's lost a bit. He might have lost a toe. Let's see if he can come back. Beamer's quick on the straight. He is, he's picking up the toe. Here he comes. If he's going to throw down the inside, he's going to have a look. No, decides better of it. I think Chris, with his extra grip, is probably able to break that a little bit later as well. So Matt looks like he's got a bit of a lead now. He's got almost a pit. He's probably actually got a pit window now. So he's on his way, I think, quite clear in the lead from Chris, who's, I think, he's already got fastest laps. I think that's safe. But I think he's burning off another set of mediums. That'll be 2 of his allocated 6 that he's getting through today. So Andy's right behind him though, so Andy hasn't given up. Mike's in 4th, having a bit of a quiet time, but he's doing good lap times on his mediums. He's done a 2:09.6 and 2:09.8. Andy's was a little bit slower on that last lap, but he was battling with Chris. So very similar pace, but Mike again has got a good pace in that Ferrari. So we're looking at Chris. So we haven't refocused on these guys much, but Chris and Daz are having a good scrap. It's like Chris has done a 2:11 and Daz has done a 2:13. Look at that drift. Does he hang on to it? No, unfortunate. That was looking so nice, Daz. So nice. So Daz drops down to 7th. Harry goes up to 6th. Daz is down to 7th with Mika not that far behind Daz. Daz's got to keep concentration. So let's do a bit of a rundown, shall we? Daz just done a 2:10, so he's got some pace in that car. Can he catch Mika? So if Dan hadn't had that first lap drama with a broken engine, he could have been well up here, sort of 6th or 7th. So, penultimate lap. Matt is in the clear now. What you always got to do is keep it straight for his first win in DTCC this season. In fact, his first win for a while. Chris is in 2nd and he's pulling away now from Andy. So Andy's in 3rd. We've got Mike now in 4th. Chris Lewis is so he had a few dramas to start the race. We haven't seen much of him, but he's now made his way up to 5th. And we've got Harry in 6th. What's going on between these two? But so Chris is on mediums. Harry's on super soft, but they're a bit more knackered. But Harry's doing low 10s. And Chris was in the 11s now, so we'll keep an eye on that. He might have run out of time. Then we've got Daz now in 7th recovering, Mika in 8th, and Mika's got a fast charging Dan. These two are close, look at this. Dan is a good couple of seconds a lap quicker than Mika. Can Dan get past that Porsche at the death? I think this is probably the battle. Then we've got Snooze now in 11th. Had a cracking race, but down in 10th, but now down in 10th. A few dramas with walls. Jimmy again had a good battle as well. He's 11th. Lex is in 12th. Jimmy in 13th. Chris in 13th, and Rob is sticking with it in 14th. So let's have a look at this battle for 8th and 9th. Dan's dropped off a little bit. He must have made a little bit of a mistake somewhere. So that's given Mika a little bit of breathing space. He was a bit closer than that before. Alex is saying, please, I was first at one point if it was a competition. And it says a bit earlier, lots of sympathy crashes. I think these guys are all going for most overtakes of the season award. Yes. Apparently you get 1 million jelly beans. So I've heard. Mika said I was up and down the grid like a yo-yo in this race. We're doing well at the moment, 8th place. Can we hang on the last lap? So I think this is probably the battle. I think most people are now on their own. It's been a pretty relentless race. It's been fantastic to watch. Can Dan catch up? So let's see where Matt is. Coming through the downhill chicane for the last time. He's got someone just in front of him, but I think that's Rob. Yeah, that's Rob getting the blue flags. A little bit wide. Matt doesn't want to see that in front of him. Rob going wide. So Matt coming over into the last corner, take his first win of the season. That'll do his 2nd place in the championship. No, good. Rob's going in the pits for his last lap change of tyres. Matt wins. There we go. So a good race for Matt. He got into 2nd, and a good scrap with Chris. Went super soft twice, which paid dividends, I think, in this one. So Chris is coming across the line in 2nd place. So he's burnt 2 sets of mediums and got fastest lap. So it's still a pretty decent return for Chris. Does him well for the tyres. Andy, a good third. Wasn't far behind in the end. So competitive third. Again on 2 sets of mediums. So Andy will be pleased with that. Across the line comes Mike in 4th. Again, obviously quite pleased with that. Flashing the lines. Gets a good 4th. Again, 2 sets of mediums burnt up. Alex says, woohoo, a win for Matt. Well deserved. Thank you indeed. And Chris gets 5th, so he came back there. Chris, I think, was looking not a good race for him at the early stages, but he's come back there, done a good job to get 5th. Then Harry in 6th, so a good 6th for Harry. Nice job there, Mika. Mika's 7th. What has happened? Where has Daz gone? Do I dare go back? Do I dare go back? But Daz was already... What happened? Well, no, it's still... Oh, it's coming in. It's the exit of the right hand over the bridge. That is so sad to see. So Mika now gets up to 7th. Look at that. Still 7th at the end. Still 7th. Dan's up to 8th. Daz drops down to 9th. And then... Snooze is in 10th, so where did we get to? I think we were on Mika, weren't we? So let's fast forward that a little bit. So we saw Harry coming across the line. There he is for a good 6th. Mika, so you can see it's a half-hour race, but the cars are all pretty close. So Mika's just coming across the line now for a very well-deserved 7th. Hard fought, but kept it consistent. Dan, I think, will be slightly ruining that first lap, which wasn't his fault. Got stuck into the barrier and he finishes 8th. Had some good pace. So Snooze comes across a very entertaining 9th. And Daz, poor Daz, how he's ruling when his tyres are going. He gets 10th. Where's Jimmy Cheese? There he is. So we've got a little bit of time. So Jimmy's going to come across in 11th. Again, he was entertaining. Had some good battles with the Snooze and others. A good 11th for him. And Lex keeps it in 12th, so gets some more points for Italian Stallions. And Jimmy is coming across just in the downhill chicane, coming across for 13th. Right, let me make sure I open the right file and stop it in the right place. This is multitasking for you. Right, and there we go, coming across in 13th. So, what a great race that was. Phew. That was... My voice is going to be dead tomorrow. That was amazing. That was a cracking race. So, Matt gets a comfortable win in the end. 20 seconds almost to the good. Let's say he's double stint in the super softs obviously worked in the end. Chris decided to take a late pit stop and repassed Andy, so he gets a second, which of course will do his points now in the good. And Chris, even though he didn't win the Group 3s, he still top scored for the evening with 51 points, so still a good points haul for him. And he also gets rid of another set of mediums. So, and Andy, a good third, again medium. So you can see the 2nd to 5th all used mediums. I think they all used 2 each. So that will be interesting for the rest of the season. So Andy gets the 3rd place, last spot on the podium. Only 3 seconds off Chris in the end. Then Mike followed up in 4th, so he had a good night. A couple of 4ths, I think. Let me check that actually. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, no, sorry, a 5th. Got 5th in Group 4s and a 4th in the Group 3s, so not a bad night for Mike. Then we had Chris in 5th, so 3rd in the championship. Recovered somewhat, so he was a little bit down to start with, but a good recovery. He gets 5th place, so that should keep his 3rd place alive. And Harry in 6th. An eventful race-ish for Harry, I think. I think it was some good skirmishes, but good race for him. Harry, though, is running a little bit light on his mediums, so he's going to have to start using his mediums, I think. Then Mika, Carly in 7th. Good 7th for CMS Racing. Good consistent point scoring going on there. So snuck up to 7th. At one point, the Dan and with Snooze in front could drop to ninth, but good seventh there. Dan in eighth, got good pace. Look at that, his fastest lap was 10.0, which was only a few tenths off Mike and Andy in front of him. So a bit unfortunate that first lap shunt. And Snooze, and they're very entertaining ninth, kept us very entertained. Thank you, Snooze. So ninth, Daz in 10th. Had good pace. So he was in the 2099 was his quickest, which I think might have been on the medium as well. So he had good pace in that Audi. Jimmy gets 11th, then Lex 12th, Jimmy 13th, and Rob 14th. And fastest lap goes to Mr. Pengelly, as per usual. Getting a 207.4. So, what a cracking race. And the championship is Chris, as I say, extended his lead a little bit now, even though he didn't actually win a race tonight. He's now on 309. Matt has extended his lead a little bit in second place to third. He's now on 279. But then we've got Chris on 266, Chris Lewis, Andy on 260, Mike on 248. So very close there. So second to fifth is still pretty close. And then 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th is 166 for Harry, 165 for Dan, 162 for Daz, Darren, and 162 for Carly. So that's immensely close. Although drop scores, Harry does move ahead a little bit, but very close for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And Lex is in 10th for 124, Jimmy 11th, 112, Alex 12th, 107, and then Chris and Rob 13th, 14th. And their teams, CMS Racing, is taking a little bit of a lead now on 441, but again we got battle for second, Italian Stallions and Dart at 372 and 367, so 5 points between them. And then 4th, 5th and 6th is 329 Special CK, Grumpy and Bumpy 329 as well, and then Dan Dare 327. So it is all a to play for, and then JH Racing on 278. So fantastic round 6. Round 7 will be coming up soon. That is our now famous NASCAR round at the ovals. The last the race in season 5 was probably the best ever race we've had in DTCC. So we look forward to that. 15 minutes in Group 4s and 30 minutes in Group 3s around the oval. So that should be a cracker. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. That was a blast. I enjoyed doing that. And we will see you again very soon for the oval race. It's all hotting up. We will see you again soon.